earlier I mentioned that grade 6 can be a very good checkpoint where people make a decision on whether their kids continue schooling or because their kids are better off doing something else than going to school, right? So if grade 6 is not a good checkpoint for you, what grade do you think that would be a more realistic checkpoint just to make sure that students don't waste their time and parents don't waste resources sending them to school, assuming that there were some other options provided to parents, like let's say there was some technical schools or other areas that they can be instead of in conventional school. What grade do you think like would be ideal for parents to make those decisions?
Well, I would love parents generally to allow students to complete 12 years of education, right? But grade 9, I still like it would be maintained there. And it can be a checkpoint in the sense that it can determine what direction you push the child, right? But it's too early to say, oh, someone's back. I feel tale, but it's too early because, let them complicate it. But let the government provide schools, right, that provide different streams that people can follow. If grade 9 Samba has aggregate 49, like maths F, science F, probably someone would struggle to be a doctor. But Samba did well in technical drawing. What do you mean the construction side?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So,
Yes.
whose responsibility do you think it is to identify those skills? Is it the parents or the teachers that are always with the children?
So, it's a collective responsibility. Parents have not gone to school; they will not know much, right?
So the teachers should be talking to the parents then, right?
So teachers should be trained to have this conversation very well. If we probably might not have school counselors, we are resource constrained, right? Like career counselors, school teachers can be trained to have these conversations, and the school should be provided, right? If, for example, let's say in a small town like Pangalen, I just don't know why. Pangalen, like they have grade 1 to 9. Samba, after grade 9, has aggregate 49 and cannot go to Kamfenda High School and do science there. Kamfenda High School should have a stream for Samba to go and do carpentry or technical subjects to pursue a career in carpentry or go to GCI later or the Kanilai TVET Center, right? Or we should have the Kanilai TVET Center or all the other TVET Center across the country to admit people from grade 9 who can go straight and start doing electrical installation. Understand? So the government should provide the options. Okay. Even in the US here, after high school, some people go to trade school. They don't go to college, and they make.
And honestly, like Samba, if I were in the Gambia right now and money being my only motivation, do you think I will go to college? I think I'm better off being a mason. I'm mason in the Gambia, or a carpenter,
electrician,
an electrician. That even being a teacher, right?
A teacher.
So those skills are not. I'm not sure why.
Not only a teacher, a bank teller.
Yeah, bank teller. Yes.
A bank teller. I'll be an electrician.
Yeah, maybe I would take it as far as even being a director of a ministry. Those people make a lot of money. Yeah.
Yes. Because the orientation is a problem.
Yeah, the orientation is a problem.
Orientation. The people, the students are not taught to think of these careers like whatever career that has to do with physical.
No, but I think the issue here is that like if you were to go look for a wife, ngadem neman carpenter la or mason la, do you think people should even look at you? It's like it's making it very, very difficult. Yeah.
And now we have got to the stage,
yeah. We make it very difficult for ourselves. Yeah.
Our biggest problem in education is the fact that the status of teachers in our society seriously declined. They had a special status in society, but no, it's nothing. That's something.
Yeah.
People want to be loved. People want to be admired.
Yeah, everybody wants to feel valued. So if you were in a position, like if you had the powers to change something in our education system, what will you start with?
Ibrahim, probably this would be an overkill because I've mentioned it many times, but I'll go back to teacher training and improving the status of teachers in the Gambian society. I'll pay teachers more, right?
Yeah.
And try to attract good graduates from UTG and USET. People who
but how do you attract them? You mean better pay, right?
Better pay, right? Build teachers quarters in schools across the country. So they have good accommodation facilities, better pay. Like, and then teachers, like, for example, teacher would feel like if I go to Farafenni Senior, I would not pay rent and I'll be paid the same that somebody working at GT Bank will be paid, who is paying fares and driving his car. I'll live in this school, I'll not pay rent, I'll not pay electricity, I'll not pay fares, and I'll be paid the same amount. I would rather go teach than go be at the bank or go be at this ministry.
Yeah.
Make teaching attractive. Attract people who first graduate from UTG would choose to go to teach. It's not difficult to do that. That's number one. Number two, I would go back to our curriculum. You know,
the curriculum, yes.
You did mention verbal aptitude, quantitative reasoning. Those would help critical thinking, but I'll also teach Gambian history. I'll teach philosophy. Yes, I'll teach Gambian history. Like, it's not just Fode Kabadumi and Musambolo, and then the stories don't tell our history enough, right? Just few men that fought wars. Our history was not all about fighting wars. Our history is more than those wars, right? So we have to rewrite that history and reteach it better. So most of our history we teach from colonialism, slave trade, and then we come. What if you teach somebody to think of themselves as when they were colonized and when they were trade? Our history was way before that. Teach that and teach it well.
Yeah,
but philosophy.
But how old is that history supposed to be? I'm also thinking, like, probably when you talk about Gambian history or even like some of the trailblazers, you know, like instead of talking about Muzamal, I agree that we should be talking about them, but maybe people like Jaliba Kuyate, you know, and if you talk about road safety, it can be more like a storytelling session, like Bantaba on a Friday. I remember we used to have something like that in nursery school or primary school. Every Friday, we all gather around that big mango tree in Farafenni basic schools. And then teachers will be talking about, you know, a lot of different issues. But I was thinking probably if we should start talking about nationalism, you know, what Gambia should mean for all of us, our responsibility as citizens, our responsibility to the environment, you know, and how our actions are impacting the environment, the, you know, impact corruption is having on our people. You know, I think so all the things that we can be talking about, you know, when it comes to music, we can talk about, you know, how ST changed the game, you know, and all of these different artists.
And Ibrahim, you and I are football fans and we watch Gambia play Senegal over the past years. Every time we play Senegal, under 7, under 20, under 23, senior school, Senegal keeps beating us. And
all the time.
People say, but this should stop. Now Senegal is beating us all the time.
All the time. It was better in the past. Now it's definitely getting much worse.
You know, Senegal would keep beating us. No,
yeah.
It's different. When a Senegalese kid wears the Senegalese jersey, what that means to him, and when a Gambian kid wears the Gambian jersey is different. We have to accept that, and we have to work on that. We have to cultivate a sense of nationalism and affinity to the nation.
That's what I thought.
We have over the past few years not done that. Right? What makes a country? What is Gambia? Because, okay, you go to Gambia, you walk around the border. Like, you walk from Senegal and Gambia, you don't see any difference. What is Gambia? Where is Gambia? Gambia, there's no spot you say this is where, and I can feel Gambia now.
No, yeah.
Gambia, every country is the people.
No physical demarcation, yeah.
Yes, it's the people. If you talk to Senegalese or you listen to Senegalese, if you listen to Youssou sing about Senegal and great people, you see Youssou go and sing with Yadoko Dusen, right? He sings with Njakambai. You listen to Baba Mal, he sings about Samba Jabaril Samba. Like, these are big people who were there before them. They celebrate them, right? You watch Senegalese football, their bench is all former players. Their stadiums are named after former president or former players. Like, yes. they talk about their history and they celebrate people. If you feel Farafenya has great people, has always had great people, you are from Farang, you will feel some form of greatness in you. But you go to Gambian social media, right? What do you see? Now we are used to seeing Gambia, oh, Gambia. We repeat that. It's in the subconscious mind.
Yes.
Now the Gambia man Gambia but a friend. Something would happen when you say Gambia, Gambia, oh, Gambia. Gambia will be chilling like Gambia all the time. It's not fun. You are in America or you are in
problem ownership.
Yes. Either you are in America or you are in Finland, you be seeing, I didn't know be seeing every time you be jelek and Gambia.
That's
you think that kid would want to be Gambian?
No.
He wants to be free. He'd rather be Chinese or Japanese or American than be Gambian. So we have to work on going back. We don't have to go very back. We have great people to celebrate.
I agree.
Of our society. We have good people who have worked for that country in football, in athletics, in the media.
And I think, Samba, one thing that I also agree with you is, I think when it comes to our elementary school, you just mentioned that, like kids are better off staying with their grandmother or going to early childhood, centers. But I think just to add to that, I guess even if the students are in those elementary schools, like primary 1 to 6, I don't think there's supposed to be any hardcore learning from primary 1 to primary 3. Everything should just be about storytelling. Maybe just teach them about writing, a little bit of reading, and numeracy, just like 2 subjects.
Basic
just 2 subjects. Everything else should be about Gambia and the history of the Gambia. That's what I think it should be. Then maybe when they get to 4th grade, going to 6th, then when you start introducing verbal aptitude, quantitative, and things like that, just to kind of increase their creativity.
So those, a sense of strong sense of identity, high self-esteem, if you feel the society you are from is great, you would feel high self-esteem. The only thing, trust me, that the Senegalese beat us on when it comes to football.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I was not surprised when they won England. When they won England 3-1, I was the least surprised. I have people who have been talking to me about football. I tell them probably the first African country to win the World Cup would be Senegal. You know why? When they go, they don't feel any form of inferiority complex to any Tuba.
No, they don't.
Every day it's drummed into their heads. Every day, this is a great nation. We produce we should produce like what? We produce Yusundu, we produce we produce Papamau, we produce corn, we produce Kabilam. Every day. Every day it's been drummed. It's been drummed.
Yes.
Now, so when they look at England, you count who is your star. We have Juve.
Yes.
You have what time is it? You have Yusundu. Yeah. And you talk to a Senegalese, they tell you who is to Yusundu. They say, he's the best musician in Africa.
Yeah, but even like Samba, even if you look at all this, their grand bantabas, like Senegalese, just like their cultures. Even in their this bantabas, I don't know, TFM and others, everything is just like so much Senegalese. The language, the dressing.
That's right. They've created that. They've cultivated. And now you listen to Gambian media, you hear Gambian journalists speaking and saying auditeur. Because that's Senegalese auditeur, like the audience.
Gambian journalists inside Gambia speaking Senegalese words. Yes.
Partage.
Yes. Yeah, French I did many times. Yeah.
Using French words. Partage len. Because Picortique, wow. Because you consume so much of Senegalese content that we think the French they use is Wolof. You share. There are many from you. So it's all because we've not done a good job of getting the right things in place.
So I agree, but maybe we just have like a few more minutes to go. So I think you talked about better pay for teachers, but also having like story time where we teach students about nationalism, and then also discuss some of our trailblazers, right? Which I completely agree with. And I think, I don't know how it was for you when applying for grad school, but for those of us in the sciences, there's always this requirement that we should write something called statement of purpose. So statement of purpose is something like typically every PhD students or master students will write, especially in the sciences.
It's even in the social side.
Still, good. The reason I think this is very, very important is there should always be purpose attached to anything that we do as a country, right? So the reason I thought these stories are going to be important for the kids is they're going to school knowing that, okay, we're here, but we're here purposely because we want to fix this problem for our country. Like, but if they don't know some of the issues that we face in our country, right? Because they're so young, they don't know about the prevalence of this many, forms of cancer. They don't know a lot about corruption. I'm not sure like how they can, grow up being kids with the right determination to come fix some of those issues without them being introduced to those issues, at a earlier grade.
Mhm. I thank you, Ibrahim. I think I have romanticized our time a lot, the time that we went to elementary school, but even our times also had their own problems. I remember throughout my time in school, I'll hear teachers say, some of you don't know why you come to school.
Yes, you don't know why you come to school, exactly. Yeah.
And I would always, as a kid, I would say, I don't know what he means by that. Somebody who knows comes here, knows they're here to go to school. And any time a teacher says it, well, from primary to high school,
you still remember that.
I'll be like, why do they say this? Because I don't think these people, anybody here would not know why they're here. But now I understand what they say, but I don't think they communicated that well.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, they didn't communicate it well because also maybe the orientation. We should train people to counsel students, right? Provide guidance, counseling for students. The orientation of the teachers at the time, it's a very deficit approach, right? Students are not doing well, and then you start talking about career and how they should be focused. We shouldn't wait for students to have a problem to start talking. Orientation, provide guidance, lead how they should think, shape how they would think. For example, we have a very reactive way. So it's like blame Sonko, Gatara Sonko. If you come late, you don't know why you are sent here. But in the very early days of school and early days of the week, the first day of the week or the first days of the academic year, first day of the term, we should always have sessions where we talk to people about purpose. And everybody's purpose can be different. Finding your own purpose and how changes in society can reshape or affect your purpose, and how people should work on finding their missions. There needs to be more conversation and thought around how we talk to students. Because if we do that very well, some of the challenges we have at school with the students, we will not even have it.
No, I agree. So, what do you think about then the high number of private schools in the country? Do you think the government should start regulating the number of private schools in our country? Like right now, I think looking at the ratio at the elementary level is almost 1-to-1. With most of the private schools centered around the urban areas like greater Banjo area. So
I will not say, I will not call for regulating the number of private schools, but I would say regulate the standards. Let there be standards that they follow.
Of course, they're mostly better.
Not always better. There are private schools where they just rent a compound.
Oh, so yeah.
Cabinet class la. So the private schools, they need to do better. So you cannot have a school where the kids don't have where to play or run around.
Put emphasis on the quality.
Even if there are people who want to build more schools, it's okay, but have certain standards. If you are giving kids a space from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., they should have very good sanitary facilities, space to run around. You cannot go places where they cannot play, they cannot run, they cannot have sporting activities. School, I'm with football field, bro.
Yeah, minimum requirements, definitely.
Wow. I mean, even no playground. They just rent one compound and you call it, Tunkara International School, bro. So the standards, I am okay with
the number
as far as the people who are willing to take their kids there and pay for it. I'm okay with that. But let there be standards, the right facilities for the students to thrive. So the government, that's the responsibility of MOPSI to look at that and regulate that.
Yeah.
But let the government also not hold back and say, oh, we have enough private schools here. No need to build school. No, always build public schools where the people are to give the people who cannot afford a private school. I can take my child to the public school that is around.
Awesome. Awesome. Hey, Samba, thank you so much for being with me today. I think it's been a very, very interesting discussion, nothing short of expectation. So this is, like you mentioned, you and I have talked many times, offline. And then these are the kind of discussions we mostly have. So I'm glad that today, for the first time, we're able to air this, for others to also, get a chance to hear some of the issues that you and I mostly talk about. So do you have any final words to add to this?
Thank you very much, Ibrahim. Like I said, it's a pleasure to always, talk to you. This is, like I said, it's a continuation of the conversation. If I have final words to say, I would say we are from a beautiful country, the Gambia, like country with a lot of potentials. We are on the journey of building a great nation. There are a lot of things missing when it comes to building that nation. As it is among the biggest things is the narrative. The Gambia. What is Gambia? Who is a Gambia? Right? We have not been doing that very well, and that is not just somebody who gets up and build a narrative. It is built and continuously built. If you have a good narrative, it shapes the identity and it cultivates patriotism. Patriotism is not something that you just want to have. You cultivate it. I took examples of our neighbors on the other side of the border, right? They've done that very well. You see, we need to have voices like yours, Ibrahim. Seeing voices in the media space to talk about Gambia in ways that people would consume good content about Gambia and want to be Gambians, right? You see, we have this problem. People talking about, there is tribalism, there is no tribalism. The fact that we are talking about tribalism, there is tribalism. And because we don't have the right people talking about Gambia stuff, is why they keep bringing back this thing and it becomes an issue. We have the right minds, the right voices. We can cultivate that narrative for Project Gambia, and we can be where we're supposed to be. We are not going to do that in a year. We're not going to do that in 2 years. But we have to build the foundation. We have to plant the seed now to build that nation. We have a lot of things missing, but we also have all it takes to sow the right seeds now. I am very optimistic about Gambia's future. I am always been, and it's not just empty optimism. It's based on the potential I have seen in Gambians, both home and abroad. So let's keep building.
Another thing that I just wanted to add there is, we need to think about the competition that we bring among Gambians, especially students. My call to all the parents is to understand that everybody is intelligent, but maybe in different ways. So if your kids are not doing well in this particular area, please try them on other areas, but don't kill their confidence at that early stage of their development. Western education is just one of the many things that kids can learn, So if they are not doing so well in that, please try carpentry. And even if the government is not providing those schools, let them go for apprenticeship, So, because
the government is investing in Tibet now, so the options are available now.
Thank you so much once again for spending 2 hours of your time with me. I enjoy every bit of it, and I've learned a lot myself. So I think we should definitely do this again. But until then, I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. It's always good talking to you, and really, I enjoyed every bit, and I learned a lot from. You also did a very good research on the subject, so it really enriched our conversation.
Thank you.
So, thank you. Take care.